Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some NBA with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, there was a trade that took place recently, and the trade kind of really hasn't been really discussed on media outlets too much because of Kevin Garnett retiring, and that's just kind of overshadowed everything going on in basketball right now. But just in case you guys didn't know, the Houston Rockets and Milwaukee Bucks, they completed a trade a couple days ago. The Rockets decided to send Michael Beasley to the Milwaukee in exchange for point guard Tyler Ennis. Now, I'm going to break down both sides of this deal. So we'll start with the Milwaukee side of things. They trade for a guy, Michael Beasley, who was 27 years old. At this point in his career, he's not the player that we thought he would be coming out of college. He's been in the league for a number of years, but from a business sense and a basketball sense, he makes a lot of sense on this Bucks roster because Bees is a guy who, on his career, he's averaged 13 points per game. Last season, in his 20 games with the Rockets, he averaged his highest point per game total since 2011, when he averaged 12.8 last year. With the Rockets in 20 games. So he's coming into a situation in Milwaukee where they're going to need some scoring. They're going to need somebody that when they do, because Chris Middleton did recently get injured. He'll be out for 6 months. And that was a big part of the team. And Giannis Antetokounmpo was a guy that they have expressed interest at playing at the point guard position. So if they're going to slide the Greek Freak over to point guard, they're going to need somebody who can be reliable at the shooting guard position, and Beasley could be that kind of guy for them if they want to, sub him in for Jabari Parker. Small forward's his natural position, but I think he gives their wing options a lot of flexibility, and he just gives them a good scoring punch. From a business sense, Michael Beasley's entering the last year of his deal, of a 2-year deal that he signed with the Rockets for 2 years, $1.7 million. So he's going to make his 1.4 this year. He is an expiring contract. So should Beasley play well, and the Bucks need to move him, if they want to move him, and he plays well, they can explore that route, maybe use him as a trade chip. If not, they keep him and he comes off the books next year, and they can figure out what they want to do with him later on. But it puts the Bucks in a great position flexibility-wise. Now, for the Houston Rockets, getting Tyler Ennis, it's a depth move. A move to increase their point guard depth. They do have Patrick Beverley. They have Pablo Prigioni, who's on the older side, and then they have Tyler Ennis. Now, Beverly's had his injury problems in the past. Prigioni's on the older side, so I think this is going to be good for Tyler Ennis because, when you look at his career so far, he hasn't really been able to crack the lineup consistently. I mean, he's averaged about just a shade under 14 minutes a game on his career, which is good, but I think going to a situation like Houston, he can have more of a steady role there. And with the guys in front of him being older and sometimes injury prone, he might have a chance to see a significant increase in playing time. Now, last year, for Tyler Ennis, he had a career high in field goal percentage at 44.9%. He's a guy that's a solid backup point guard in the NBA. At 6'3", 194 pounds, you think he'd be able to utilize that size better, but we'll see, man. He's still coming into his own. He's only 22 years old, so I think Houston could be a good situation for him. And on top of that, like I said, it's a debt move, and his contract really doesn't cost that much. It's only 3 years and 4.9 left on it. So yeah, that's what it is, man. It's a depth move for them. Milwaukee gets some flexibility, but they also get a guy who can give them more options on the wings when they do decide to play the Greek Freak at point guard. So I think this works out really well for the Bucks. I would say that they're the winners of this trade because you're getting a guy in Beasley who's a proven scorer in this league, who's not too old, who does give them a viable replacement for Chris Middleton, who is going to be injured out for a significant amount of time. So good trade for the Bucks. I think they don't really lose too much to Tyler Ennis because if they're going to play the Greek Freak at point guard, then they have Michael Carter-Williams backing him up. So they're not really losing anything, and they're gaining an expiring contract that can give them a trade chip potentially or flexibility next offseason. So I really like what the Bucks did here. As for the Rockets, it's just nothing more than a debt move and to get rid of Beasley, get some money off of the books. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Do you like what do you think about this trade for the Bucks and the Rockets? Rockets, Bucks fans out there, NBA fans, leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.